Hi, welcome to Journey of a Complicated Person, a channel that is dedicated to helping you live your best life as the best version of yourself. My name is Alex and it is my joy to be here with you today. So we're going to be talking about how your mind could be working against your happiness and how you can change that. Your mind is a beautifully complicated machine and we have come very far in terms of understanding it, but there's still so much that we don't understand. The field of psychology states that the mind is made up of the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. The conscious mind basically refers to the mental processes that you're aware of, such as your thoughts and feelings, while the subconscious refers to information outside of your conscious mind that can be recalled easily, such as what you had for breakfast. But today, we will be focusing on your unconscious. The unconscious is where the mental processes that are outside of your conscious mind happen. This is the part of you that influences judgments, feelings, and behaviors. The thing about your consciousness is that it needs your attention, while the unconscious is constantly processing information, because for this part of you, it's more important to collect information than to know how we got that information. That means your unconscious does a disproportionately larger amount of work, and it works faster too. Psychologist Sigmund Freud, the father of psychology, believed that the unconscious mind is the primary source of human behavior. He likened the conscious mind with the visible tip of an iceberg and the unconscious mind to the much larger and stronger entity hidden beneath the surface. Why do we want to make the unconscious conscious? The thing is that it's hard to fix a problem that you don't even know you have. It's so important to recognize the deeper reasons behind our behaviors and feelings, because that helps us ascertain whether it is our desire to change them or if we're happy with the current reality we are living. I can definitely tell you that I don't like change, even when I know that the change is good for me. And I know that there are others like me. I've discovered that I don't like things to change because the status quo resonates with memories and beliefs that exist outside of my conscious awareness. At some point in my life, they fulfill the purpose of the person that I used to be, but as I continue to grow and evolve, what once worked may no longer be sufficient. Sometimes we are consciously aware that unproductive behavior patterns, unwanted thoughts, and hidden beliefs no longer serve the people we currently are or are becoming, but the bigger and more powerful side of you may take longer to catch up. Here's a catch. Just because you're unaware of the incredible amount of power and influence that your subconscious holds over your daily choices doesn't make it any less powerful. So we're talking about all of those self-defeating thoughts, toxic patterns, and fears, oh, so many fears, that lie hidden beneath the conscious mind. Fear of success, fear of intimacy, fear of failure, fear of abandonment, fear of money, just to name a few. If you don't take the time to know and understand all of who you are, why you do the things you do, and why you believe the things you believe, then you may find yourself repeating dysfunctional cycles of being in unfulfilling relationships, unsuccessful careers, or worst of all, living a life that just doesn't feel right. Now to be clear, fear is a natural part of the human experience. In fact, fear has served as a very efficient alarm system for our soft, squishy, delicious, and defenseless bodies for thousands of years. So fear is a good thing. But unconscious fear can lead to deeply damaging behavior. But when you make the decision to go through the process of healing unconscious fears, then that means you choose to take an active part in creating your life, instead of having life just kind of happen to you. At this point, you may be asking, how can I start making some conscious decisions? So now we're going to talk about how we can identify the unconscious and rewire our brains. The amazing thing about our beautiful brains is that they were made to rewire themselves. So just by changing how you think, you can actually change the structure of your brain and the chemicals that it pumps out. You can rewire your brain by shifting your perspective. There is nothing inherently good or bad in life. There are experiences that are uncomfortable or disordered, and then there are those that we enjoy. There are the expectations we have about the way we want things to go, and then there's the reality of how things will actually go. We don't struggle with our expectations or the reality we face. No, our real struggle is the gap between expectation and reality. This gap is filled with disappointment, anxiety, self-doubt, and personal failure. By shifting our perspectives, we come to realize that things won't always go the way we want. And this doesn't have to be a reflection on us, but simply a reality of life. It's when we do this that we free ourselves from the prison of good or bad and right or wrong, because reality is neutral, and it is each person's individual experience that determines the label they assign. There is no good or bad experience. There is only what you want to happen and what you don't want to happen. You can also rewire your brain by choosing to be part of something bigger than yourself. When you make the conscious decision to make something more important than any fear you may feel, then you will do something even when it scares you. So a person with an unconscious fear of intimacy may choose to be vulnerable and risk the possibility of getting hurt because being in love is more important to them than the fear of getting their heart broken. It's okay to be scared and to find yourself acting according to unconscious beliefs, but ultimately, it's up to you to decide whether that will always be your reality or not. But before you embark on this journey or you continue down this road of making the unconscious conscious, you need to ask yourself, do I really want to change? So there was a Princeton experiment where a class of divinity students were charged with preaching a sermon on compassion, but they were intentionally made late for that particular class. As they were hurrying along on their way to the class, they came upon a person in distress, and all of them rushed right past this person to get to their class because they needed to preach on their topic for the day, the Good Samaritan. So what does this tell us? Well, we may have intentions and values, but if we also have a goal that conflicts with them, and if the goal isn't something we really want to change, then the conscious mind will find an excuse to override our values. So I ask you again, do you really want to change? Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to connecting with you again.